Okay, number 5. You need to visit a temple. If you're coming from the Western world, this is really just something you don't run into a lot, right? In the Western world, we have we got churches, and we got, maybe a synagogue, maybe, right? So to experience something that you just totally would never run into, and that's just totally from another world, you got to visit these temples. Taiwan has an interesting mix of Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism, and just like traditional Chinese religion kind of all blended into one. And you really got to see these temples. And the two I want to mention here are the big one, Longshan Temple, which has its own dedicated MRT system, and also the Confucius Temple, which is close to, I believe it's Yuanshan MRT station. Anyway, these two temples, Longshan is the big one. That's the one that you'll probably find if you're going to Google, and you'll get all the amazing sights and sounds and smells if you go in there. You'll get a good sense of the role religion plays in the lives of Taiwanese people who follow this stuff, who believe in this stuff. And so Longshan Temple, but also the Confucius Temple, they're both good, but I guess I would recommend to you Confucius Temple because it's going to be less crowded than Longshan Temple. It's less touristy than Longshan Temple because it's less known. You'll probably be more free to roam about and kind of soak the place in by yourself and not have to fight through crowds and stuff. Okay, next we move on to the Maokong Gondola. Now, what's up with the Maokong Gondola? It's a series of cable cars that are right next to the Taipei Zoo that goes up into the mountains there. And up there's a number of large tea plantations, and there's street food. There's this pretty awesome temple called Jinan Temple, which is just really, really cool. There's a number of different stops. There's the stop that takes you all the way to the top, right, of the mountain, but there's also stops for Jinan Temple and stuff. You got to go up there, enjoy the cable car ride, right? They have cable cars with glass bottoms. The sights are incredible, right? Get some good pictures of that. Go up there, drink the tea that they're growing up there on the mountain. It tastes great. They got some really good street food up there. They got sausages. They got coconuts that they'll crack open for you, and you can drink right there. It's just good stuff. Like the views are amazing, and the temple is huge, and it's unlike other temples that you normally run into. Okay, now the very last thing. You need to leave Taipei/New Taipei. You have to get out of Taipei because Taipei is not Taiwan, right? Like, obviously it's the capital and it's pretty much the most important part of Taiwan, but Taipei is not Taiwan. You have to get out of Taipei if you want to experience Taiwan, because that's not all there is to it, right? A country is more than just its capital city. You have to get out, right, and experience everything else that's going on, right? It's another world outside of Taipei, New Taipei City. You got to get out there and see what the rest of the country holds. So, I recommend either one of these, either Toroca Gorge or Sun Moon Lake. Now, Toroca Gorge, the way you're going to get there is you can take a high-speed rail train, and you can take that down to Taichung, and then you can take a regular speed train or a taxi to Taichung Station in Taichung City. And then from there, you can take a bus. Or I guess theoretically, you could take a taxi, although that would be very, very expensive, into Sun Moon Lake, because Sun Moon Lake is in Nantou County. Sun Moon Lake is a very, very large, fresh water lake, pretty much centrally located in the middle of the island of Taiwan, that is quite large and beautiful. And just like the Maokong Gondola, there is a gondola there. There's cable cars that you can ride once you take the boat ride across Sun Moon Lake. And then there is a Taiwanese Aboriginal Cultural Center there where you can see some little performances, and then you can get a bit of the history of the Taiwanese Aboriginal peoples and all the different tribes and everything. It's definitely worth it for the views, but also for the taste of Aboriginal peoples and culture that you get there. It's certainly worth it. It's one of the most beautiful places in Taiwan, right? Taiwan has a lot of natural beauty, you know, and this is definitely one of the most beautiful places. You can find garbage floating in there, like, let's keep it real, but just like the pictures I showed you, you can also find like that, like crystal blue clear waters that are gorgeous. So definitely worth it. So either that, Sun Moon Lake or Toroca Gorge. Now, Toroca Gorge is a giant gorge on the east coast of Taiwan in Hualien. And the way you get to Hualien, you'd have to take a regular speed train from Taipei City down to either Hualien Station or to Tailuga Station or Taroko Gorge Station, because there is no high-speed rail on the east coast of Taiwan. So you'd have to do that, and then once you get there, you'd have to either, well, if you're already renting a car, great, you could drive the car through the gorge, or you could do what me and my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, you could do what we did, and you could rent a scooter. Anyway, no matter what you do, once you get there, whether you're renting a car, driving a scooter, or you're even in a tour bus, you have to drive through the gorge, because the gorge it's a natural wonder. It is so fucking beautiful. Like, I just don't know what other way to say it. It's just so incredibly beautiful. These steep mountain-like rock walls on either side, and the road like kind of zigzags and it follows along a river, and there's tunnels it cuts through, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's like I said, it's a natural wonder. It's just incredible. So you definitely want to do that. Either if you're going to get out of Taipei, and you should, like I said, you're going to want to go to one of these two natural wonders, Taroko Gorge or Sun Moon Lake. And really, since you have to leave Taipei and take long train rides, I recommend making that a 2-day trip, right? 1 day to take the train and get down there and do stuff, then stay overnight, and then the next day wake up, do some stuff, and then head back to Taipei. So there you have it, guys. That is all there is. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like all these recommendations that I'm giving you, and I hope if you ever have the chance to come to Taiwan, that you will see these places, because if you're only going to come here once and you're never ever going to come back, these are the places you wouldn't want to miss.